You were telling us about the frosty atmosphere between U.S. and Chinese trade negotiators. How's it gone?
Still a little bit frosty, I think, really. Although there were, of course, all smiles as these top negotiators kicked off a second round of discussions this Wednesday. Donald Trump will be meeting with Chinese Vice Premier on Thursday. Now, hanging over these talks is the international scandal surrounding tech giant Huawei. Washington sees it as a symbol of Beijing's unfair practices in the tech sector. And this week it filed charges accusing it of stealing technology and trying to violate sanctions on Iran. Those accusations, as well as an effort to extradite Huawei's chief financial officer from Canada, have enraged Chinese officials, adding another source of tension to already difficult negotiations.
The clock is ticking, with just a month left before the end of a 90-day trade truce agreed by the world's two biggest economies. The trade war has seen the U.S. and China slap tit-for-tat tariffs on some $360 billion worth of each other's goods. Washington has imposed up to 25% trade duties on a total of $250 billion worth of Chinese goods, from aircraft to zirconium. Beijing responded with its own targeted tariffs on $110 billion of American goods. Washington's demands ahead of the talks are clear. First, that China buy more American goods, to narrow the trade deficit between the two countries. But more contentious is the list of, quote, structural changes to China's trade practices, viewed as unfair by Washington, like ending forced joint ventures with Chinese companies, reducing Chinese government support of domestic industries, and stopping the transfers of American intellectual property. It's a challenge to China's economic model, in which the government plays an outsized role to shore up state-owned companies against foreign and even local privately owned competition. But even if China agrees to the demands, enforcing them will be difficult. The U.S. also wants a mechanism to ensure both parties abide by any deal.
Now, to help facilitate those talks and as a sign of good faith, Chinese lawmakers are fast-tracking a new law that will allow more foreign investment in the country. Xinhua news agency reports that the measure will ban forced technology transfers and limit government interference in international business deals. The vote could come as early as March, bypassing the normal procedure, which would have taken up to a year.